All right, good morning, agents. This is Kevin Lauren. I'm the Director of Training and Marketing here at Alta Realty Group. And today we are going to do our 2024 kickoff webinar. Very excited to have everybody here. And we're going to talk about real estate business planning. So this should be a great review for some of you. Some of you may have not done this exercise before, and so it'll be a brand new thing for you. But before we get into today's presentation, we're going to bring Debbie Saccone from Clearview Mortgage on the line. Good morning, Debbie. How you doing today?
Good morning. I'm doing fantastic. Happy New
Great.
Year, everyone. Can you hear me?
We can hear you clear as a bell.
Oh, okay. I'm driving because I just dropped my dog off to get spayed. So I am so excited because every year I do a vision board and a business plan. So that is so awesome that you are going to help the realtors do that. I find it very enlightening actually, because sometimes you think of a dollar amount that you want to make, a goal that you want to make, but you really have to break it down to figure out, well, how are you going to do that? But anyway, today I am going to talk about something that is really exciting. I mean, every week I want to try to enlighten the realtors with programs that we have to enable people, more people, to be able to buy out there. And so one of the programs that have come kind of to mind and uh, were an excuse me, enabling people to reach a goal was because I've had several calls for land loans. Like people see a piece of land that they want to buy. And, you know, I'll tell you, land loans are not easy to get. They will require 40 to 50% down. It really depends on where the land is located. So they're very picky about that. And the minimum loan amount is 100,000. So, for example, if you go backwards, minimum loan 100,000, and if you had to put 40% down, the purchase price has to be at least $166,666. So it's, people can't just get a loan when they see a piece of land for 75,000. But here's the thing, what do they want to do on that land? I've had people say that they want to put like a manufactured home or a barnuminium, or even, build a home eventually. You could help them out by saying, look, land loans are not going to be easy to get, especially if the loan amount is going to be below 100,000. Absolutely no way. But if they can uh, team up with a contractor, get some plans, get an estimate of what they want to build on that piece of land, we can incorporate that land price into the price of the construction. So let's say the land is valued at 100,000 and construction would be 200,000 or 300,000 or more. Then we take that total, let's say 400,000. That's going to be our loan amount. And so at that point, and the best thing is, this is blows my mind sometimes, but with VA, zero down. So if it's a veteran wanting to do this, they don't have to put a single dime down. It's just incredible. They'll do it with FHA with a minimum of 3.5% down as well, or conventional as low as 5% down. And what can be built on that land? Anything from a manufactured home to a barnuminium to a single family home, a condo. It can be owner occupied. It could be a rental. It could be a second home. There's so many possibilities with land. So just FYI, and if your client does not have enough money to just pay cash for that land, but they have in mind something that they want to do on that land, that this could be a way to help people. So I'm going to leave you with that exciting, riveting information, and call me if you have any, or if you need help, how, getting ideas on how to finance your client.
Sure. Debbie is our go-to lady in the desert. Easy to get a hold of her. Her phone number is right here. And her phone number is always on the replays and even the webinar invites that we send out. So 949-394-3222. Easy to get a hold of Debbie. Thanks, Debbie. Appreciate it as usual.
You're welcome. Take care. Have a great week.
You too. See you soon. All right. So Debbie, of course, is, it's really cool. When we talk about planning, planning is definitely, it includes who is my target market. And so Debbie's done a great job in her business in targeting veterans. That's just one of the things that she targets, but it's great to see that that's, consistent with her messaging. It's consistent with, what she does in her marketing. So very cool. So let's get into our planning session today. So today we're in the second week of 2024. It's a perfect time to take a look at what we did last year and what we're going to do this year. So I'm going to share my 2024 business plan workshop with you guys. So I know that I go over this probably ad nauseum, but creating that vision statement for your company and for your brand is a really important first step to understand what the heck you're going to do with your marketing, who you're going to target, and what is your business all about. So creating that vision statement and also your mission statement, and they're slightly different. So the vision statement is more to identify the goals you'd like to reach, and the mission statement is more defining the company's business objectives, its approach, your overall philosophy. So both of those are really, really important. So here's just a quick little line. A vision statement describes the desired future position of the company. Elements of the mission statement and the vision statement are often combined to provide a statement of the company's purpose. And so it's not for anybody else. This is for you. You can of course put it on your website, or you can display it somewhere, and a lot of companies do that. But I want you guys to do this because this will help you in your thinking. So number two is to identify that target customer. Of course, when you're desperate, you're going to take pretty much anything, any deals that come to you. But in a perfect world, you're going to deal with certain people. Okay, so if you identify your target customer as being veterans, or being retirees, or being first-time buyers, or being people that have credit problems, so you have to identify your ideal customer. Doesn't mean you're not going to take a deal outside of it, but again, to get your thinking going the right direction, you want to identify who do you want your marketing to appeal to, because that will of course lead to who you end up getting as customers. So you do have to think about this and to project that, if nothing else, into the universe, right? So develop goals. All right. So what are your overall marketing initiatives, right? You can't do it all. And we talk about all different kinds of ways you can market your business, and internet marketing, and SEO, and Facebook, and Instagram. So there are so many different ways to do marketing. You have to identify your goals and how you're going to, get to your goals, right? How you're going to make the exact amount of money that you'd like to make and work it backwards. So what are the business goals you'd like to reach? Last year I sold, 10 units. This year I want to sell 15. What are those specific numbers? And write them down. You have all this stuff. It's great to just go through as a exercise, but writing it down crystallizes the thinking, and you have a much better time attaining those goals if you have them written down and you're staring at them. And you revisit them once a month and they stare at you back in the face and remind you of what the heck you're doing. So part of all that is, why would someone work with you versus another realtor? So that's called determining your unique selling proposition. So what differentiates you? And you better know this, because why would someone go with you? You have to know this in your head so you can articulate that to your clients and to prospects. So, what do you offer that others, don't? What is your unique approach, or what's just your personality trait that will lead you to do things better than your competition? Some of you are really, really diehard customer service realtors. And so that might be your defining thing that sets you apart from another agent that is maybe a slacky agent, right? You're there for your customers. You answer the phone, at strange hours. You get back to people in a timely manner. So maybe that's your unique selling proposition, and it could be just as simple as that. It doesn't have to be, some kind of a crazy, unique selling proposition that is maybe outside of your reach, you know? So maybe your unique selling proposition is, your market front and back. I have a lot of agents on the line right now on this call that they know their market better than the other agents. They study it. They study it every day. They get the market reports. They work with the title companies and they make sure that they have their finger on the pulse. So that could easily be a great unique selling proposition, that the market better than everybody else, and you can talk it. You can, you have the stats right on at the tip of your fingers. So that could be your unique selling proposition. So step 5 would be determine the tools and the budget. And this is such a simple paragraph, but it's so important. So pick the top marketing ideas that will work for your business. Your selling proposition and your ideal market and your ideal, um, you know, person that you like to work with. So, and then obviously from there, you can calculate what your budget is going to be. So budget is huge. What I think most agents should do is they should look at what they brought in last year, and you need to set a percentage of that. And I'd say, 5 to 10% would be even conservative. And you need to allocate that to go back into the budget for the next year. And what are you going to use? What different marketing things are you going to select? Are you going to do Facebook ads and Instagram ads? Are you going to do Google ads? Are you going to do direct mailers to a farm? And how often am I going to do those? So at the beginning of the year, you really have to have a good idea of exactly what you're going to do with respect to those different marketing ideas. And you really need to set at least 6 months, and I'd say a year, to see how those things work. Most of these marketing techniques, they take repeat. People have to see these advertisements over and over again. Most industries, it's about 7 to 10 times that somebody has to see an advertisement before they will actually do something. I think in real estate, it's even worse than that. So because we all know that there's no reason to call a realtor until there's some kind of a life change. And now it's really important that you talk to a realtor and you find out what's going on. So until that day, nobody really cares. And so you just have to be that squeaky wheel, just nice and consistent, not too annoying, but just nice and consistent. So you're the person that is top of mind when that life change happens, or when something shifts and all of a sudden realtors are really important, right? So creating that budget and creating, which avenues of marketing is massive. So measuring the performance, that's something I think a lot of agents don't do. So they set a budget, sure. They select a few different things that they're going to be doing marketing wise. And then, 3 months down the line, 6 months down the line, 9 months down the line, they're not measuring that performance and going and taking the time to look and see how many leads came in, how many conversations did I have, what did that lead to, how many dollars did I spend that produced X amount of leads, which produced X amount of sales. So doing that calculation and constantly measuring that performance makes you have better information, which leads to better decision making when you're going to be doing a shift in your marketing down the line. So here's just a quick example. Maybe your campaign was an Instagram post promotion, and you did it for 3 weeks. The goal was the post should gain 1,000 impressions. And when you create these Facebook and Instagram advertisements, they give you the expected amount of impressions and so forth. So you can see what they average, and then afterwards you can calculate and see what actually happened. This is a fun stat. So we know 78% of all real estate transactions come through repeat and referral business. All right. 76% of home sellers abandon their previous agent and work with someone else. So that is a radical statistic, right? So whether it's third-party reviews or word of mouth, make sure that your efforts allow your sphere of influence to grow. And you better make sure that your sphere of influence knows that you, are selling real estate, and remind them of that. It's not their job to know that you're selling real estate. It's your job to remind them. And so, making sure that your sphere of influence understands that you're doing business is half the battle. So always make sure that you're growing that sphere of influence and not letting it shrink, because we've all had the situation where somebody that that's pretty tight in your sphere of influence ends up buying or selling a home with a different realtor because they forgot about you. And that's business that you should have. And it hurts. Everybody on this call has had that. And again, it's not their fault. It was our fault in most cases. I'd say 98% of cases that we didn't remind them good enough that we are realtors and we're professionals and this is what we do. Down here we have our SWOT analysis. That's analyzing our strengths, our weaknesses, our opportunities, and our threats. And so a good way to go through that exercise is to take out a piece of paper, draw a big plus sign. And so the northwest coordinate will be your strengths, your northeast coordinate will be your weaknesses, your southwest coordinate will be the opportunities, and your southeast area will be your threats. And so just brainstorm, go through the process and figure out how you could be doing a little bit better. We all could be doing a little bit better. So part of your plan should be to plan for live and substantial growth. Don't plan to have the same amount of people on your database at the beginning of the year as you do at the end of the year. Your overall goal of your marketing is, today you want more people to know about your business than yesterday. And so you just want to have that constant growth and that constant eyes on adding people to your list. So your list, and we all keep track of our lists in our CRM, right? Yeah, right. Everybody on this call should have a CRM, and everybody should be keeping track of all of their clients in one place. And knowing the exact number of clients we have is great, because then we're always thinking, okay, last week I had 1,000 clients on my list, and next week I can go back and look, oh, I added 10. So just always wanting more clients on your list is massive. And you should be adding people every week, new people that you talk to, new prospects that come in from your marketing efforts. They should all be going into your CRM, and they should be getting at least a once a month newsletter. So we'll talk about that in a second here. Hire talent with long-term value. So some of you are building teams. You want to make sure that you are, hiring the best of the best. You don't want to hire mediocrity. So if you are, really serious about creating a team, you want to put people into those places that are the absolute best, right? So that is an important aspect of your plan. If your plan is to have a team. Mental health and wellness for yourself and your team is critical, for sure. So, some realtors make sure that they plan a vacation every year, or they plan, every 6 weeks every 2 months or 6 weeks, an extra 3-day weekend, or whatever it is that keeps you and your, mental health in check. Because as an entrepreneur, you can work 24 hours a day on your business. There's always something to do, but you have to balance that with not going insane, and with family, and with friends, and with, actually being a human. So there's a fine line in there somewhere. So what I believe is you need to come up with a marketing strategy, and the most consistent and easiest way to do that is to do the following. So at least once a month, publish some useful real estate information. So this would be on your blog or on your, newsletter, however you disseminate that. But step one is to publish some useful real estate information, something that's actually useful, right? Get that onto the blog, get that onto social media, and send it out to the people in your contact database, right? So we're always looking for a reason to send information to our clients, or to just let them know that we're still alive and we're there, right? So finding a reason to email your contacts, that's usually kind of a difficult step. But if we know that every month we're going to have some kind of good information to send them, it takes the guesswork out. And so our CRM system, we provide that, at least, a couple times a month, they're going to be sending that stuff out. Another great idea is to share a little video about that particular piece of information that you just sent out, right? So if it's just some like a market analysis, you can send out a quick video of you talking about that market analysis. Step 4 would be post that info on social media. And then step 5 would be, you can literally call, not everybody on your list, because that's usually not possible, but you could select a certain number of people. Maybe they're your A list, or maybe they're the people that you've talked to recently, and you can call those people, text those people, email them directly, and make sure that they got the information that you sent, and see if they have questions. So doing that personal outreach, and even with a monthly newsletter, your personal outreach could be a written note, a handwritten quick note. Everybody loves a handwritten note. It definitely gets attention. People open their mail, and it doesn't look like, it's not junk mail. It's, a handwritten letter to you. You're going to open it. So doing that little personal outreach is probably the most critical step in that process. So if you're not going to do any other thing this year except for add people to your database and make sure that they get a once a month newsletter, and some of you go the extra step and you actually send out a physical newsletter, which is, it's best to do both. You want to augment the physical newsletter with a digital version, and vice versa. So if you're not going to do anything else this year, please just do the CRM, create a CRM, make sure everybody's getting that once a month email, and make sure you're following up and make sure it's going out to social media. That alone will definitely bring you business this year. And like I said, the more people on your list and the more people you're communicating with, the better. Now, just for fun, I took our special friend ChatGPT and I put into the little AI area, write me a business plan for real estate. So it's just fun to just kind of go and see this, because I encourage you guys to use ChatGPT. There's tons of great uses for it, but this is just one. So their business plan was to find the target market, right? Same thing we've been talking about. Develop a strong presence online. Create the website, optimize the website, create engaging content, use email marketing, regularly send out newsletters and property updates, use social media, online advertising, utilize some pay-per-click. You can do some, Google ads in your specific area. And with the Google ads, remember, you don't have to spend that much. They are expensive in most cases, but you can also dial the Google ads into a very small little area and just make sure that you're being consistent. That is definitely a great strategy going forward for 2024. And they say virtual tours and 3D walkthroughs. Absolutely. We want to see you guys, utilizing these bits of technology, not just for your current listing, but also for future listings. That good photography, of course, goes along with that. Number 3 for them is local marketing. Do print advertising, direct mail campaigns, local sponsorships, right? We talk about doing, charity events all the time. And that could be part of your overall 2024 business plan, is you're going to support a specific charity. And you're going to give a certain, amount of money, or you're going to donate time to that charity. And, you're going to get out into the community that way. Local business collaborations, we talk about that all the time, creating your business group, your BNI group, or your group of ancillary service providers that you're going to be, referring to your clients, and they're going to refer their, buyers and sellers to you. So all this stuff is pretty cool that the AI, spits out, all the stuff that we are already working on, which is great. Networking, absolutely. Join professional associations, great idea. Referral programs, we talk about creating, our referral campaigns, or our referral giveaway campaigns, where, you create a contest where if somebody refers your business, you put their name in a hat, and every month or every quarter, or every year, you do a drawing, and you give that person a prize for entering the raffle, or the the contest. And so that's a way that you can do that legally without getting into trouble. But the rest of this is pretty good stuff. It's just, market research analysis, customer relationship management, using a CRM. It's all the same stuff that we talk about. So again, you guys can, go into the AI program, do a little bit of more deep diving on some of these individual, aspects, and you can really get your marketing and your thinking in line going into 2024. That's the most important thing, is to go through this process, make sure that you know what your marching orders are for 2024. That way you're not a boat without a rudder. You know exactly where you're headed. And obviously we know that things change, things, come up, but you have to start with a plan, because that at least gets you halfway to the finishing point, which is making money out of this entire process. So with that said, agents, thank you so much for being on the webinar with us today. We're excited for 2024. All of our ancillary businesses are excited too. Debbie with Clearview and Raquel Bauer with Legacy Escrow, very excited to work with you guys this year. And so if I can help you, of course, I'm available 949-285-7209. And I hope you guys make this year an amazing year with us. So get out there, make it a great week and a productive week, and we will see you guys on the webinar next week. Bye-bye.